From Boston, in the ironically named Commonwealth of Massachusetts, upper right-hand corner of the United States that we call New England, the continent of North America, rotating at 900 miles an hour, the blue marble that is Earth, around the local star known as Sol, in the fashionable western spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, common dimension 616, it's Fido Live number 143. Probably take one because we've gone through so many mistakes in video recording over the past weeks. I've decided to do this one on an iPhone. What the hell? Just try everything. All opinions and views are solely those of the comic strip Fido, and in fact not necessarily those of the completely uncancelable and valued employee, creator, and handsome man about town Charles Lincoln Crusoe III, who himself has actually absolutely no opinions on anything. So amidst aromatic clouds of fragrant secondhand smoke, today we might actually get some work done, but don't hold me to it. Now, I guess we'll start this week with our everyone's favorite segment, What the Chief Colorist Hath Wrought. I'm pretty sure this recording's not going to do very well because we're working on just plain old Apple sound. I'm not able to use my regular microphones. So this is probably
not even being picked up.
Yeah, this is probably terrible video, terrible sound. And so it's just a rehearsal. Who knows? But if you ever see this someday, it came out really well, I guess. Here is Monday, tomorrow. Well, it will be tomorrow because this is posted on Sunday. We're going to have to talk about the cat tree.
Do we have to?
Well, I'm really unhappy with how it came out color-wise. D-. Chief colorist can't take any sort of...
Of course I can. It's just the way you say it.
Yeah. So this is the introduction of the cat tree, which is actually pretty much all of this week's jokes, now that I think of it.
It's a theme.
So the cat tree has been redesigned. Let's see.
Yes, we have a new cat tree.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Well, here's the cat tree as I'm drawing now. See, I've made it more noticeable that these are ropes covering a pole, rather than however she interpreted it.
I interpreted it as ropes covering a pole, but I put them as the same color.
Did you now?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Well, let's get back to reading this. We have Felicia, Closet Cat, Bogash, and Fido. Fido says, "Ugh, what is that? It's a cat tree. They grow on trees?" Cats grow on trees. Put that up there. Here is the Tuesday. Felicia and Dino, later Bo and Fido. "It's easy to explain how things work around here. The human makes the rules. The dog is the reason that there are rules. And I'm the cat. The rules don't apply to me." Here's Wednesday. There's Closet Cat on the cat tree and Felicia in the foreground saying, "What am I doing here? I'm tired of being a pet. I want my freedom." "Why? Freedom is horrible. I've been free most of my life, cold, wet, and hungry. You got it good here." And Felicia storms off, unsatisfied, and finds a better audience. "What am I doing here? I am tired of being a pet. You need your freedom." Now, couldn't you imagine, we've been throwing around the idea of doing an animated Fido Christmas special, and I want Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to play Dino and Bo, and I was hoping, upon hope, to get Mark Wahlberg to play Closet Cat. Now, can you imagine Mark Wahlberg reading those lines? "Freedom is horrible. I've been free most of my life. Cold, wet, hungry. You got it good here." Yeah, this a role.
Sounds like it.
Mark Wahlberg. This is a role you've been born to play. Call my agent, which would be the chief colorist over there.
I was just going to say, is that me? Yes, please call me. Call me about this. Yeah. Call me about working on Fido.
And we won't ask you about the Funky Bunch. We promise.
I make no such promises. I mean, of course we won't ask you.
Okay. Now we got Thursday. Felicia, Fido. I refuse to be oppressed. Bo. Feline feast or kitty bits tonight? I'll have the feline feast. In a crystal bowl.
Aw.
Now, what was I saying? Something about not being impressed. Oh, the food service could be better. And here is the Friday. Friday, of course, they're in the bar. Dino and Bo in a background, but they're not really pertinent to this one. It's Felicia and Fido. Mm-hmm. And Felicia is explaining, it's important that cats be free and independent. We don't need humans. What are you having? A Pepsi, please. We don't carry cash. Breaking my rules here. She generally drinks Coca-Cola. But there was a Pepsi commercial back when I was a kid. With a cute little girl. Oh, you have? A Pepsi, please. Oh, I just decided.
So that was in your
It was in my mind. All right, here is the Saturday. Fido and Bo. My show is on. Where's the TV? You broke it yesterday, don't you remember? I break TVs around here all the time. You're supposed to replace it. Well, I did it. I'm going to miss my show because you didn't do your job. And enter Felicia. Who emptied my litter box? Oh, he can't win. Can't win. Here is the Monday. The chief colorist has just started on doing some of the coloring, and we got the new cat tree that we hope to explain here. Maybe we'll get a better looking cat tree color this time around. New week, new colored cat tree. In the back fiction of the comic strip that you don't get to hear, I guess that they returned the old cat tree and replaced it with a new one from IKEA. Yes. It just happens to be the same design, just a better color.
Well, they had a warranty on the other one.
Oh, got it.
They weren't happy with it.
Got it. All right.
So.
That's what happened. That's good to hear. Okay, can't keep this pipe lit. There we go. Now we get the proper atmosphere here. So, what do you think about the new cat tree? It's big. It's covered in cat hair. Everything around here is. What does this part do? It sharpens their claws. Is that a good idea? Let's give this one back to the chief colorist.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Here is the Tuesday, which he's also working on. We have Closet Cat on top of the cat tree, and Fido, and later Dino, Bo, and everyone else. This cat tree is great. You can see everything from up here. Looks like Dino got drunk last night, and Bogash is getting ready for work, and that new Disney film is not going to make any money. I can see all that from down here. Always happy to beat up on Disney. Send that one back to the chief colorist. And here is the Wednesday, which the chief colorist hasn't gotten yet.
Yep.
We have Felicia and Closet Cat on the cat tree, and there's Bogash and Dino says, Can we talk about the new cat tree? I just wanted to keep them entertained. Don't give me a hard time. Back to the cat tree. Your turn. Wow, you got some distance on that hairball. And the hairball is knocked over and spilled Bo's coffee. I was just questioning its location. Dino covers his coffee so it doesn't get any cat or hairballs in it. That's quite a shot. All right, let's give this one to the chief colorist.
All righty then.
Now here is the Thursday. We probably will be inking this today. We have Closet Cat. He's on top of the cat tree and he's saying, I made it. As the cat on top of the cat tree, I am now in charge. Things are going to be different now. And Felicia's knocked the cat tree over, spilling Closet Cat onto the ground. Remember, my rule is a kind one. There's Thursday. Here is the Friday. We can probably, if we want, do some. This is just rough pencil. We generally go in with a softer lead like the Blackwing and refine the lines before we hit it with ink. So they're in the bar, of course, on a Friday. Why do we come here to sit on uncomfortable chairs and drink? There are women here. Oh, really? Any luck there? There are cats at home. And he thinks about it. Bartender, another round over here. Rather be where there are no cats. There is the Friday. And Saturday, it's just Dino. Homeless man comes up, says, "Can you help me out with $1?" Dino says, "Yeah, sure." Pours out his coffee. Wait a second. And Dino sits on the corner with his cup out, and he's got a sign saying, "Divorced Single Dad." Last panel, he's got his coffee cup full of cash. "You got change for a $5?"
Oh.
And that is Fido the comic strip for the end of April, middle of
Wow.
April. Yeah,
Ugh.
we're up into April 19th. What do we feel like doing today? Inking or penciling or?
No, sweetheart, that's up to you.
Yeah. Why don't we do the finished penciling on this? Because I know this recording is not going to work. This is just a rehearsal, and we're going to have to have work to do for the serious show on Sunday, live, on both YouTube and Rumble.
You're already giving away the secrets.
I'm already giving up the idea that this recording's going to work.
Oh.
So, as you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of the planet. So I have to wear this, a glove, to keep my hands from making the page any dirtier than usual. And we'll sharpen our pencil. Because otherwise all this is pointless.
Hey, we should get one of those machines.
Yeah, so everyone knows when the joke is being told. All right, I have a different camera set up here, so I need to zoom this in so the audience at home can at least look at what we're doing. And this stand is not as flexible. So let's see how I can best spin us in here so that we can at least get closer. The closer I get to you, well, that is a little bit closer. Now, will it stay? So far, so good. Yeah. I don't have the flexibility that I used to have with my other camera.
That's what happens when you fire Irving.
Irving might be back tomorrow. Now, as I've demonstrated in the past, these pencils tend to smudge if you rub your finger on it. So I've got to put down a piece of pencil to protect, or a piece of paper to protect my existing work. Now, I assure you, this is not an opportunity for me to do a bit. So I'm actually excited for the new Naked Gun film. When I first heard they were going to do it, back in 2013, Ed Helms, he plays Andy Bernard in The Office.
Yes, yep.
He was going to be the character. Now, they had a line. Frank Drebin, no relation. Sort of that would be the sort of humor. But Zucker said no, it's not going to have the same sort of humor. Nope, I don't want anything to do with it. And it went through production hell for 10 years or so. Then 2021, Seth MacFarlane was hired, and he cast Liam Neeson. Now, MacFarlane was working off the whole idea of Leslie Nielsen brought a sort of gravitas to the role because he had like some serious dramatic roles in his career, and he was able to work on that to make anything he did even funnier. Now, Liam Neeson can also leverage a similar career with a bunch of really serious roles. I mean, he played a CIA father who John Wicked the world to save his daughter, more or less. So, a certain set of skills, and so you can already tell, what they're going to lean into with Liam. I guess this is supposed to be Frank Drebin's son, so it's The Naked Gun, The Next Generation. Okay, fine. Besides Neeson, we have America Ferrera. She's a producer and writer and director, but I guess she's going to be an actress here. The only photos I was able to get of her, she was a very curvy woman, and well, I guess she's going to be the lead lady. Okay, Paul Walker Hauser. We best know him as Stingray from Cobra Kai.
Oh.
Keith Duran. Pamela Anderson is actually out of retirement. Well, great. Pam has stopped wearing makeup, stopped doing all the plastic stuff, and she's looking like a real human being. It's interesting. Danny Huston, John Huston's son. Remember the director John Huston? His son, Dan Huston, is in this. A YouTuber named Liza Koshy, no idea, but oh well, and pro wrestler Cody Rhodes. Okay. CCH Pounder. She's Amanda Waller from the DC Universe. She's in this as well. And Busta Rhymes, if you can believe it. So, interesting cast. The preview actually got us laughing. They had a bit where Liam Neeson kneels down in front of a picture of his father, I guess, who's passed away, Leslie Nielsen, to honor his dad, and then we see another of the characters who leans down to it, another character from the original film. George Kennedy.
George Kennedy,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, leans on the picture of George Kennedy,
Nice guy,
and
everything.
we go down to all the actors, and finally there's O.J. Simpson, and the guy's leaning down and turns to the camera and just shakes his head. So that actually really made me laugh. But it's great to see we got a comedy coming up finally from Hollywood. They haven't been able to do comedies since Me Too. So.
Did they say when it was coming out?
No idea.
Oh.
Beats the hell out of me. But they did a speaking of coming out soon, Superman will be coming out soon. They did a screening of it, and after viewing the film, one of the audience members said, "The Fantastic Four is fucked." More on that later. Superman to film a day and a half, quote, of pickup. But no reshoots, says James Gunn.
Well, that just makes... Okay, sure.
Sure thing, James. Sure thing, James. James Gunn's Superman is not having reshoots. But going for a few pickup shots.
Wait.
He wrote it. It's written by him, This
I was
is
just going to
James
say,
Gunn's
wait, this is a James Gunn thing?
This is James Gunn's. Yeah, I've heard somewhere this might be a James Gunn thing. Gunn is well known for avoiding reshoots as much as possible on his movies, which is a rare feat given he's directed major superhero tentpoles such as Marvel's Guardians. No kidding. He did Guardians. Really? Did you hear that Kevin James Gunn might have done Guardians of the Galaxy? Really?
No, did he?
Yeah,
he did not. He did not.
Oh. Oh well.
James Gunn may be getting a little too big for his britches.
What I've heard is there's 10 minutes of a dialogue-heavy scene between Lois and Clark, where Lois is interviewing Clark as Superman, but they're already dating, so she knows he's Superman, but whatever. And James, you better have written some spectacular dialogue if you expect an audience to sit through 10 minutes of just these two monologuing.
What is it that they say during the Super Bowl whenever there's commercials like the toilets in the world or something? During that 10 minutes, every theater's toilet.
Yeah, that's the case.
Be,
so they showed the first few minutes of the movie during Minecraft, but no one saw Minecraft, so no one saw this. But for the few people who haven't been copyright struck by Warner, we've been able to catch a few of the bits online, and I guess it opens with that scene that we've seen where Superman crashes all bloody into the Arctic, and Crypto, the Wonder Dog, runs up to him. But I guess in the real movie, the dog jumps on him a bit more and does the typical dog thing before he drags him off. But so it's kind of funny, but
that doesn't seem like a funny scene.
Well, they're reaching for some well-treaded Fido standards here. Put a cute dog in it, and people will like it. But they got these robots inside the Fortress of Solitude, and they all run up and they yell, "Superman, are you okay?" And, shouldn't these robots know him as Kal-El? This is not my point. Some other gentleman on the internet said that they should be calling him Kal-El. So I did Superman. Kal-El, are you okay? I'm thinking maybe James Gunn doesn't know his name is Kal-El. Who knows?
Oh, maybe,
Who knows what James Gunn knows? But he needs a tanning bed. Yeah, they put him on a tanning bed more or less, and he starts screaming, and that's how you heal him, I guess.
You scream it until you get it.
You scream until you get healed. But the audience member said the Fantastic Four is fucked. Well, I would say it's fucked just because of the casting. Pedro Pascal playing the world's smartest man.
Yeah.
And the stunt casting of Julia Gardner as the Silver Surfette. Now, we originally reported that it wasn't actually Julia Gardner who was going to play the Silver Surfette, but Anna Taylor-Joy, and I apologize. I guess they couldn't cast her. She was too pretty. And so we've got this Silver Surfette and not that Silver Surfette. Make sure that Post-it note doesn't slip because she's had a wardrobe malfunction in this particular thing. Yeah. Kevin,
Yeah.
you killed it when you decided that you were going to have more female-led characters in the what we now call the famous, as Gary Biegler coined, the MCU. Put a chicken, make her own name, and get it. Kevin, you are the architect of the female-led Marvel Universe. You are the one who's done all this stunt casting, race swapping, all this horrible stuff, and given us phase 4 and every phase before it, and now this is phase after it. Kevin, you are the creator of the MCU, and if the Fantastic Four truly is fucked, it's not because of the quality of Superman, it's because the quality of your work. Well, and this is all on you, Kevin, and you people at Superman, you should hope that the Fantastic Four does well, because if this doesn't do well, it might hurt the whole superhero idea right down the line. So, who do we want to have? Which Silver Surfette do we want on the board? Do we have Julia Gardner? Let's see, Julia Gardner. Or Anna Taylor-Joy? You know, I'm gonna stick with Julia for a moment. Because she is the actress who won the role, and I'm wondering how that hair is going to transform. It's going to be done when she's covered all in silver paint. You could do it easier with a woman with straight hair like this, but you know, Ozark Anna here has some pretty curly hair.
Yeah, I think we are one of two of the few people who didn't get into Ozark.
Yeah. Wow, wow, she's wearing granny panties here. Must be that time of the month.
Say that.
There we go. Let's get to work on Fido the comic strip here. Just for the hell of it, I'd like to do my dog first. And let's get the proper expression on Fido's face. Why do we come here and sit on uncomfortable chairs?
Yeah.
Usually when I draw this bar, it's from the other angle. But since we mentioned chairs, now I've got to draw it from the angle of the chairs. And let's have Fido sort of sitting uncomfortable on the chairs themselves. So, see, my characters can act. I'm guessing the reason why they decided to cast female Silver Surfer is because they think they're great actresses, even though they don't really belong in the role. They feel good for themselves as they have hired. They haven't hired a white guy.
Well, the person needs to be silver. They couldn't get a silver actor?
But in the comic books, it's a woman. No, you don't understand. In the comic books, it's the Silver Surfer's girlfriend. The reason why he became Galactus's herald was to save her. And after you're missing that whole storyline by going straight to a woman. But you know, I don't think we have to worry about the storyline carry on much longer. I'm really worried about the whole superhero universe.
Which is okay. We could use a new universe.
But what's this? The third or the fourth Fantastic Four that we've gone through?
I think it's the fourth.
And this one's not even out yet. And the assholes over here at Fido the comic strip are already saying this is not going to be good. And I've heard great things. It's going to be more of a sci-fi film. than a superhero film. Okay, that sounds great. There's going to be a really great sequence of Galactus eating a planet. So they'll be using aliens and stuff. So all the bloodshed and everything will probably be green or red or whatever. So they can get away with a little bit more graphic violence for a PG-13 because cannot be R-rated.
No.
And now, I suppose if we had Anna Taylor-Joy and she had more wardrobe malfunctions, it could be R-rated. But yeah, let me save that post-it note. I have that habit. Last week I had poor Brie Larson on the page with a couple of post-it notes covering her goodies, and I picked them off. It's like picking at a scab. You just let's just keep Anna Taylor-Joy off the page so that I don't get in trouble.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. I don't know. Anna Taylor-Joy went on to do Furiosa. And,
yeah.
Oh well. Probably a better choice for a Silver Surfette, but the Silver Surfette's a bad idea all around, and I'll just stick by that. But I don't blame the actress; she's trying her hardest. It's a role. I understand it. Perhaps fewer actors are going to want to be in superhero parts after all the damage that's been done to all the existing actresses and actors. But I'm sure that Pedro Pascal will continue to get every damn role in Hollywood because, well, he's just so fantastic. The world's smartest man here, ladies and gentlemen. He wouldn't. The bastard wouldn't even shave his fucking mustache for the role. Reed Richards would never wear a mustache. He doesn't have time to sit there and meticulously trim a mustache in the mirror in the morning. But Pedro's got plenty of time for that.
And it is one of those meticulously coiffed mustaches.
They had John Krasinski. He could have been a fine Pedro.
Great.
He not great. He would have been fine.
No.
But nearly anyone. This is the worst casting I've ever seen. Well, I've seen worse casting. No, this is some of the worst casting I've seen between these two. I don't know. I'm just depressed. There's a lot of bad casting going on in Hollywood these days. Clarence Sweat kind of worries me too. He is bigger than Cavill, but Cavill just sort of had that.
He doesn't look bigger, which is weird.
Yeah, I know he doesn't look bigger. It's the suit because the suit's all kind of baggy on him, and
Well, and he doesn't have the same
just make it all make sense, and try to make it into a good film, please. I want to be able to sit here and say, wow, that film was great. Let's see it again. Because I like superhero films. I watched the Avengers film, 100 times almost. I had it on complete replay on my DVD all night long and fell asleep to it. Now I can't. Now, because of Captain Marvel, I can't even watch the Avengers anymore. What? The Tesseract gave Captain Marvel her powers? Okay. The Tesseract's an Infinity Stone now. Okay.
Nick Fury lost his eye to a cat. Sad.
Kevin Feige has made me so sad. Now, James Gunn, please don't make me sad.
I'm begging you.
I'm begging you, Jimmy. Yeah. Kevin's made me so sad. I'm begging you, James. Don't make me sad, too.
Aww.
Please, James. Don't do it. All right. Get out of the way, guys. You're blocking the Silver Surfette.
They obviously didn't get the memo that they had to make you happy.
Nope, there goes the point already.
heard that, like the second you put it down.
It's a very soft lid.
I guess so.
All right. Now, his eyes are going down. I don't know. Dino's expression is not perfect. What would his expression be? There are cats at home. He should be a little bit more exasperated. Oh, yeah, you're right. I just did that when I made that expression. Perhaps.
You're so good.
Where is the pencil? That's what Dino should be doing. 1, 2, 3. And what's great is this hand up here covers that background character that I was kind of unhappy with. You know, that sort of makes sense. There are cats at home. You can't see it with this hand as well as doing that expression. Now let's fix the eyes. Make them more of a... All right, that's a little bit better. I insist that my actors act.
That's right.
Something that a lot of directors don't do. Some directors just sort of look at a color chart or, look at what the person does in their bedroom and says, well, hey, now that we get everything represented properly, we're pretty sure the acting will just sort of, fall in place.
Oh, yes, of course. Excuse me.
Let's see, this leg should be... Gotta figure out where the legs are. Actually, I don't like the legs.
You don't like the legs?
Yeah, that knee shouldn't be up there. So let's see. This leg is doing that. I'm going to draw it through the stool. So this leg will be coming up here, coming down there, and just doing that. I guess that sort of makes sense. And let's just draw the arm in here and move on. And, shirt is black, so I just put an X there to tell me to black it out. And none of these background characters really matter, so I'm not going to bother with them. Now, it's important that Fido look like he's thinking that one over. There are cats at home. Did I nail that expression? Let's sharpen the pencil again. Now, the first thing that bothers me is his head looks like it's a little bit too big. So we're going to shrink down the head infinitesimally by making... See, you don't even notice how little that head was shrunk there. There goes the point. Mm-hmm. Now, the eyes are not perfectly round. See, a perfectly round eye would be like that. But what I've done is I've taken that edge and curved it a bit. So that gives the eye the appearance of like some thought, some concern, some worry. And the eyebrows go up. And then just a sort of questioning thought. And that is the successful expression we were going for.
Which I think is really cool to be able to do.
The hands
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You're very talented.
Well, I don't want to throw around the phrase "world's greatest cartoonist," but if anyone out there wants to throw that phrase around, they can. It's okay.
You're welcome to hear it. You just don't want
to. It's not something I could ever say. It's like, last week we spoke about Kanye West, and whenever Kanye West says that he's a genius, he's not. But if someone else calls him that, then that's fine.
Oh, poor Kanye. Leave him alone. It's hard being a genius.
We here at Fido the Comic Strip officially are going to leave Kanye alone because, well, he's a very large man and he's gotten a little bit crazier as the years have gone on. And there's all sorts of likelihoods that he could turn up at our door at any day.
Well,
Angry.
he's very angry right now because his latest girlfriend has left him. She wants to be able to
No.
wear clothes again.
Really? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I told you that the other day. You didn't hear me?
No, I don't
No,
listen.
his latest-
Oh,
I know.
Christ's sakes.
His
We've been
latest-
married 20 years and you expect me to listen to you.
His latest girlfriend.
The one he's been dressing up.
Bianca, yep. She has left him. He's left all kinds of Twitter saying like, Bianca, come back to me. Bianca, come back to me. And I know what I did wrong. And I guess he did like a rap thing on Twitter too about it.
Wow, I didn't know this.
It's because she wants to wear clothes.
Wow. Hey,
No.
folks, I think Bianca saw our show. I wish I knew this. I would have printed all that stuff up again.
So see, there might be some value to
That's
listening
incredible.
to your wife.
What's her last name? Bianca?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serena
Bianca
Williams.
saw our show. All right. We have a difficult one here. I can't really draw the back of Dino's head because it's pretty unremarkable. Here, Miss Gardner, turn over. See, the back of Dino's head would basically just be this. And, you know, you're upstage in the audience. There's not, or maybe a couple of ears. So I thought maybe while Fido was thinking things over, I would either have Dino drinking his drink or looking at one of the women on the side or whatever. So at least that gives Dino's a chance of Dino's head to turn that way. Now, the problem is if his head is turned too much, it tells a different story to the audience. He's already disengaged from the Fido conversation. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. You know, let's erase all this. We're going to have to turn Dino. Let's first make sure the head's the right size. Pull over a parallel gliding ruler here. Since these two panels are nearly identical, this should tell us Dino's head goes from there to there. So he's already disengaged from this conversation. We'll hemisphere the head this way. And he's already scoping out women in the rest of the room. And I'm thinking that he'll be raising his cup to his mouth as if he's preparing for a drink. Now the hand would be here, so we get a thumb. Rest of the hand. Elbow would be about there. And that links to that, so this whole arm has to change. So, if Bianca did leave Kanye, we can say Fido was right. We were warning Kanye that he was going to lose her.
Yeah.
Because she did not look like a happy woman.
No.
Wow.
Very.
Fido was right.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for Kanye. I kind of like the guy. Why? I heard that.
I'm hoping everybody heard that.
All right, what does everyone think? Does that look like Dino? Yeah, I'm going to work with that.
And supposedly Kim Kardashian reached out to Bianca. I guess, I don't know, for comfort or sisterhood or something. Bianca so far has ignored her.
Yeah, I would ignore Kim too.
Well, I don't know. She might be a good friend.
What do you
to have.
think about? Yeah, we're gonna put Dino's eyes at half mast here, because if his eyes are open, looking too lecherously, it doesn't quite tell the story we're going on here. And I always like to put the pinky out at the end when he's drinking a drink. All right, and now remember level lines. When the glass is tipped, the drink will still remain level. It's still level with the bar. All right, that's correct. Now let's get this arm down. This is just an elbow. Disappears onto the bar. And in this case, we'll pick up the back of his shirt and give him a little bit of a plumber's crack. Because that's what we do. Now, there's a problem in that both of his feet are facing that away, and they shouldn't be doing that here. So we're going to erase all that crap. And his feet are just going to sort of do that. And I guess the heels are hooked on the rung of that bar stool. And that convincingly solves that problem. All right, moving on to panel number 4. What am I doing here? Julia, please. No, we've had Julia on the board too long. I'm going back to Anna Taylor-Joy, and I promise not to pick that Post-it note off.
As much as you may want to.
I'll try. Because we here at Fido, the comic strip, are a family strip, and we can't have a woman showing her Taylor-Joys. All right. Oh, I think we've reached that special magic moment of the show when the cartoonist has to empty his nose.
Don't.
Here we go. Yes. Thank you, non-sponsored product Kleenex for
being there when you need them.
Now, Fido has his right paw up in the air to this paw's on the bar. And let's do the tail down because in this case, a lot of a dog's expression would be through his tail. And his tail down, it's like he's serious. And we can't really see it, but there's the cat boss way over there. That's the bartender. What does it say editorially that the cartoonist has turned the supervillain into a bartender? It says that he can no longer enjoy bartending. Bartenders are evil.
Oh no.
There we go. Purveyors of that delicious poison that is alcohol. Let's put another point in that pencil because everyone is so small here. You never want to draw your characters that small, you know?
You don't.
No. Especially look at the cat boss over here. She's like the size of my pinky, even smaller, half the size of my pinky. Hello, Anya. Speaking of small. All right. Thank you for joining us, Miss Taylor-Joy, for today's show. If I had known it, we'd have Kanye's ex-girlfriend.
Do not keep saying if you had known it.
We probably
had listened.
Well, anyway, this recording will probably never go out.
So by the time it does go out,
yeah, I will have printouts of Kanye's ex-girlfriend and how we saw it coming and what Kanye's next move should be.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Kanye. Well, obviously Kanye and Kim have been watching the show. And we inspired.
Kim?
What's her name? Bianca? No, that's not her name, is it?
Yeah, the new girl. Yeah.
The old new girl.
The old new, whatever.
Well, obviously they've been watching the show, and I had warned Kanye that she's on her way. She's going to leave him. So Man, I'll have to come up with something to help Kanye out. I have to put some actual thought into how I can help Kanye. My recommendation, Mr. West, is that you move out of California. Despite what the Beach Boys said, yes, they all can beat California girls. I'll give you the same advice I gave Scott Adams, the cartoonist who draws Dilbert. Get the hell out of California. All right, we are going 45 minutes on this, and I'm pretty sure that none of this is going to record. And, we got to come up with a title for this. We beat up on, what's his name? The director. No, we beat up on.
We don't beat up on Kanye. No, we never beat up on.
We
Kanye.
beat up on Kevin Feige last week.
Yes.
I was planning on beating up on James Gunn this week. No reshoots. James Gunn.
Taylor brings her joys.
But we spent all our time on the Silver Surfer, which is not the James Gunn product. Oh, it is a James Gunn product. No, James. Silver Surfer is Fantastic Four. That's Marvel Universe. James Gunn is Superman. We really didn't beat up on Superman. We're hoping for a good Superman. But hey, I'm sorry. I'm just shocked that Kanye lost his girlfriend. This completely changes matters. So, bartender and bar, what have we done today that we can come up with a good title for this? Uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yep, we're calling this uncomfortable because I'm uncomfortable that Kanye West might actually be watching this show, or at least his girlfriend might be. I'm uncomfortable because I'm kind of afraid that James Gunn is going into reshoots. I want Superman to be good. I'm uncomfortable because Kevin Feige, by bringing women to the Marvel Universe, making it the MCU, might have doomed the superhero franchise.
It's possible.
Yes, I'm uncomfortable.
All right then. And we're supposed to be making you happy.
If something doesn't make you happy, why are you doing it? Exactly. Why are we here, folks?
To make you happy.
To make me happy. That's right. Everyone at home, please put your glove in a clean, dry place, because if the glove gets dirty, it'll just bring dirt to your comic strip, which is just not a good idea. My gloves always end up on the floor, and that's just not where they should be. Let's keep things clean, right, Miss Taylor Joy?
That's right. Well, I'm not Miss Taylor, but
Thank you for joining us for Fido Live number 143, or the rehearsal thereof. We may or may not be doing this live again tomorrow, and if we do this live again tomorrow, this might turn up as a special extra somewhere for everyone to enjoy.
A Patreon extra.
I never thought of that. All right, and we're going to end this here.